All right, we're live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to our October A2NewTech. I'm Zach Steinler, your host. I work at a company here in town called Olark. We put live chats on websites. It looks like that, actually. Oh, no, it went away. It's on tchat.io if you go there. Yeah, so A2NewTech is this great community event we do that basically has two missions. One is to allow area entrepreneurs to practice pitching and to communicate with the audience, who they are, what they do, that sort of thing. The other is for community members to ask those presenters questions. And so our format is a 5-minute presentation followed by a 5-minute Q&A. So as the presenter is going, please think of any questions that you might have that you might want to ask them. Is this anyone's first A2NewTech? Who has never been to an A2NewTech before? Okay, yeah. All right. So without further ado, it is my honor and privilege to introduce Kyle Mulca. Kyle Mulca is a fixture here in the Ann Arbor tech community. He attends many meetups, presents at some, I think, as well. And I think might be tied with Steve Schwartz for a number of A2NewTech appearances, talking about
not anymore
projects. Yeah, I think this is, now he's in the lead.
Are you keeping track?
Roger is, actually, yeah. So please welcome Kyle Mulca.
Thank you. So I'm going to be presenting my product, tchat.io. This actually launched last year, and it's been this long since I've been able to give a presentation, I guess. So Twitter chats. So this is what tchat.io is all about. What's a Twitter chat? It's an online real-time discussion via Twitter. So typically it gets between like 10 and 100 people. If you get more than 100 people, you still can have a chat, but it's like kind of drowned out with all the noise and people talking. So you can use tchat for that, but it's not really recommended, I guess. They're usually scheduled in advance, so pick a time, 1 to 2 hours long. They use a hashtag on Twitter, the pound signs for. And usually the host poses 5 to 10 questions during the hour. The participants respond with answers, and there's a discussion that happens. You get to meet people, you get to talk about whatever topic it is that the chat is about. Why are these things on Twitter? If you're reading my slide, good look. Good. So that's where the party's at today. So most people who want to participate in these public discussions are already have a Twitter account. I see IRC as being too complicated for a lot of people. And then every message that's posted is sort of like an advertisement for the chat itself, so it gets more people involved. There's sort of variations on the Twitter chat, which are called Twitter parties. So these are typically like hundreds of people all tweeting for prizes. Like, actually just tonight at 8 o'clock, there's going to be $500 worth of Walmart gift certificates given out during a Twitter chat. There's like 200 people RSVP'd. It can be used as a back channel at conferences, and then hashtag during like live events like this, or football games, or whatever. So this is Twitter's interface for searching Twitter. So you type in a hashtag like hashtag Twitter. The default is like the top results, which is not very good for a Twitter chat. You get this extra stuff like people and searches. At the top there, you'll see 20 new results. So every time there's new stuff, you have to click it. That's kind of annoying. So the default is top. If you want to use this for Twitter chats, you can, but it's really clunky. If you click all, it'll show you kind of all the tweets from the hashtag. So tchat is a web-based Twitter client. It's specifically designed for these Twitter chats. This is what it looks like. You go to the home page, you enter a hashtag in the box in the middle, you click Start Chatting. This is what it looks like if you're not signed in. You can actually still sort of use Twitter chat if you're not signed in, but it's better if you do sign in. So click the sign in button in the upper right, you get this nice message that says, okay, I want to connect my Twitter account with tchat. How much time do I have? Oh, 2 minutes. So if you type in a message, it'll auto-append the hashtag. This is a live feed of the tweets, so you don't have to refresh, you don't have to click anything, it just kind of goes every 5 seconds. standard Twitter features like reply, retweet, favorite. You can hide retweets, kind of clean up the stream a little bit. You can pause it if you want to actually read stuff if you're at a fast-moving chat. So who's using T-Chat? There's a lot of healthcare-related chats, kind of interesting to me. Healthcare professionals, patients, etc. Twitter parties with hundreds worth of gift cards, which is crazy. Topic-based chats like PPC chat, so that's pay-per-click. It's a marketing thing for those of you tech people that don't know about PPC. I don't know. Governor Snyder's re-election campaign is actually using it, which is kind of cool. This is a use case inside of Sports Factory. You heard about them previously. They're embedding T-Chat to talk about different football games, and there's also a bunch of other sports. So each one has a hashtag, and you can do that. I'm going to switch to a quick live demo. So this is A2NewTech. So if you tweet with the hashtag A2NewTech, or you go to tchat.io, this URL, type in A2NewTech, new tweets will show up here every few seconds. I don't have time to read all that. Sorry, read it later. Where's the money in this? That's a good question. So this is free right now. I'm thinking branded chat UIs for different brands or chats, maybe advertising targeted to the chat topic. Extra features for chat hosts like moderation, like I said, branding, embedding into other pages. And that's it. Wow, that was...
Okay, as advertised, this is the Q&A portion. What questions does the community have about tchat.io, about the products, the business model, that sort of thing?
How many users do you guys have right now?
Last I checked, which was a couple months ago, about 2,000 unique users. About 200 people a day log in and use it.
Awesome.
Thanks.
Around what region are people using this?
Around what region?
Like what location? Like in the United States or like the Midwest?
I find that most of the Twitter chats are in the US. There's some in other countries, like I've seen a few tweets from Europe and from Australia. I'm sure there might be some from Japan, although I haven't localized the thing at all, so it's all in English.
What are you doing as far as getting it out there besides word of mouth?
Initially, when I first built it, the other main tool that was doing this sort of thing went down, and so I just was replying all the people who were complaining about that tool, and I got, I don't know, a couple hundred people to use it that way. There's other things I could do in the future, but I'm not focusing on that. Right now I'm focusing on kind of improving the user experience.
Kyle, I was particularly interested in how you're talking about people running these contests where they give away gift cards. Is this some sophisticated 21st century social marketing campaign, or are people literally just buying tweets with their Twitter handle in it?
This is a sophisticated, whatever you said, yes. So, SoFab Chats is actually like a company. I don't know if the company behind this might be a publicly traded company, but these are hashtag chats. These are like Twitter parties, basically, almost every day of the week, like literally. So tonight, if you go on Platinum Points at 8 p.m., you could win a $100 gift certificate if you wanted. But there's all for different brands. The brands pay to have these chats hosted, and hundreds of people show up, which is crazy to me, but it happens.
Is tchat.io's primary purpose to be an altruistic means of helping people connect that would otherwise not be able to, or do you view it more as a social marketing 21st century marketing tool?
So personally, I would rather it be used as like a communication channel for topics. Like this branding, advertising thing is not as interesting to me. So it's people that eventually I want to evolve this into virtual conferences. So you don't have to pay a bunch of money to fly and stay at a hotel for a conference where you could have the whole thing online. So this is sort of like a first stab at that, or kind of it's going to evolve from here, I think.
Is this live streaming as well, like video, or is it just strictly text?
Tchat.io is just text, but you could embed Tchat.io in another web page with a live stream, which actually a few different people have done that.
Any app plans in the future, or are you sticking with the web?
We thought about it. Maybe.
Is there like going to be a make or break point for Tchat.io? Like, what do you want to see happen next? Do you want to see 1,000 people an hour using it so that you can build out a team to continue developing the platform, or are you happy to have it just as a tool that people are out there, using to facilitate conversations? Or
I mean, I'd like to get it profitable, so I can continue working on it, hire some people, grow it. Evolve it into this virtual conference thing, which I think could be a big deal. Yeah.
Have you ever talked to people who are using it? Why do they like this one versus just use a normal hashtag on Twitter?
So this tool is more streamlined than either the Twitter web interface or a lot of the other Twitter clients like Hootsuite or TweetDeck. So that live stream of the feed is nice. The auto appending the hashtag. When you do a reply or a quote, it will stick that into the text and you can edit it. It's just a lot more streamlined, so people don't have to switch tabs or type more than they need to, basically, when they're participating.
Do they talk to each other more in that setting versus maybe on Twitter if I just search based on the hashtag, I just want to get information rather than interact with people?
My hunch is yes, but I don't have any data to prove that.
thank you. Okay, before we started the live recording, I was able to mention two of our sponsors. There's two other groups I want to mention very quickly. One is A2 Geeks. Yeah, A2 Geeks is sort of the organization of organizations that provides a lot of infrastructure support for meetups in Ann Arbor. They have a 501c3 status. If you need that in your fundraising efforts, they can help connect you with facilities at which you can host your meetup event. And so if there's some event you'd like to host in Ann Arbor, particularly one that's of interest to the geek community, and you're not sure how to get started, they're an excellent resource to tap. And then also, I wanted to give a shout out to Scott for organizing Startup Drinks. It's an event that happens offset with A2NewTech meetups, where we all get together and talk shop over beers, that sort of thing. If you're interested in finding out about updates to Startup Drinks, you should check the meetup page, I guess. Yeah, okay, cool. Okay, and then our next presenter is Nick from Pulse Labs.
Yeah.
Do you need a second, or?
Yeah, just 1 second.
Yeah, okay. Another great part about A2NewTech is that it's an excellent opportunity to make any sort of community announcements. And so if anyone knows about upcoming tech events, job openings, that sort of thing, there will be a chance to announce that in between the next presentations. Ready?
Yeah.
Take it away.
Go. Thanks. Hey guys, I'm Nick Sarafa, founder of Pause Labs. So I'm going to give you my little pitch here. There's a growing tension between human nature and technology. As we get all these different messaging apps, all these social media, camera, we have Twitter, we have all these different moving parts constantly throwing notification at us, it creates tension. It's tension for our time. So what's really the cause of all these problems? Well, it's the people on the other end. The people who you feel obligated to constantly keep in contact with. The people who, despite the fact you should be on your phone at that moment while you're driving, studying, listening to a presentation, going out to dinner with your wife, you feel obligated to keep in contact with them. And a lot of times it feels overwhelming. It feels like we're being weighed down, not only through the text messages, through the phone calls, through all these different channels. It becomes overwhelming to the point where we put ourselves at risk, to the point where last year, texting while driving killed more individuals than drinking while driving. That's a fact. In cities, there are now more pedestrian deaths than the year before because of people texting while driving. It's a growing problem, and it's one that doesn't really have a solution. I feel fortunate because I took a semester abroad 2 years ago actually now, where I had a flip phone. I was completely off the grid, life was great, and it wasn't until I negotiated my way to SIM card and got my iPhone back, I realized how overwhelming all these different messaging apps have become. So to kind of bring that, a way to bring that kind of freedom back over to the United States, I created this. If the video will play, which it obviously will not. Hold on. Okay. There we go. No sound. So meet pause. The easiest way to tell your friends that you'll get back to them later. All those different situations that you can imagine where you don't want to be by your phone, but want to give your friends the attention they deserve. It's as easy as pausing. So how does it work? Well, let's suppose that we're at the University of Michigan football game, and our friends, represented by these little bubbles around the circle, they try to reach out to you. This can be through a lot of different channels. It can be through text message, it can be through phone call, Facebook Messenger, all these different ways. What pause is actually going to do is it's going to respond for you, using your pause bounce back message. So what might this look like to the people on the other end? Well, it could be something as simple as "at the game, go blue" for those of us who still go to the games. It can be something like cramming for exams. Want to focus my attention on what you're doing. At yoga class, sweating it out. It's a simple auto-response service, and I'm happy to say that it is now available for download. We just released our public beta. We had the realm of anywhere from I think like 30 to 40 users. So today you can go to the Google Play Store and actually download it and help us progress this thing along. So that's pause in a nutshell. Please feel free to text my phone if you want to get a demo of the bounce back message. And I also wanted to let you guys know that we are hiring. We're looking for talented job engineers. Anyone that thinks they can bite into this whole project I'm working on. So thanks for listening.
Okay.
Go ahead.
How are you going to block iOS push notifications? Because I'm pretty sure that's impossible.
You're absolutely right, and that's why we're going Android first.
Yeah, but then you're going to get the app onto the iPhone, or how it's going to work?
So for those of us who are developers, Apple restricts us from actually building into the phone's messaging service. So in order to send an automated bounce back message through iOS, they actually restrict that ability. You have to actually physically enter the message on your own. Obviously, that doesn't work with pause. Right now my phone's sitting on the table, you shoot me a message, it automatically responds for me. So to answer your question, right now, I'm not even thinking about it. Fact of the matter is, even if we did build it and figure out a way around hacked into it, Apple could kill us overnight. So I'm not letting the future of my product be contingent on their own interests. Go ahead.
So for Android, you're going to do it as a paid app, or you're going to do it as revenue, ad supported, or what business model are you going to choose?
It's going to be free to download. If you shoot me a text message and receive the bounce back, you'll actually notice that there's a link in there. I believe that's my justification for it being a free app. You use the application, you become an advertising machine for me. The more you use the app, the people closest to you get the bounce back, and if they have an Android, hopefully they'll download the application. So right now I'm focusing all my attention on growing my user base, try to capture as much market share as possible, be a first mover, and then later on build out the monetization methods that if you buy me a beer, I'd be more than happy to share with you. Go ahead.
How long does it take to respond? I sent a text 2 minutes ago.
So the pause is actually running off the device. So the second the message actually reaches my phone and shoots it back, it'll be just as quickly as a normal text message. So that could be because we're in a room and I have 3G service, which is usually 4G. So you'll get it back as soon as my phone hits it. As soon as it's faster than I can possibly answer you, put it that way.
Nice.
Go ahead.
What all apps does it work with?
Right now, for the MVP, minimum viable product, we're only building into SMS and phone call. Problem is building to Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, all the, well, not WhatsApp, but WeChat, anything that's a third-party API, they break a lot. And right now, we do not have technical support, although we would like to later on build into third-party messaging app services. So we're starting with the core with the SMS and phone calls.
When someone calls, does it do like a voice answer, or does it text them back?
It'll shoot them a text message in return. For now. Any other questions? Yeah?
Have you considered using virtual phone numbers for iOS as one solution to the problem?
Again, if it violates their extremely extensive terms and conditions of the iOS App Store, or they, somebody at Apple wakes up in the morning and says, you know what, I don't like this idea, we're dead in the water. In the developer agreement, it says you cannot mess with these functionalities. Nobody has. You can now download a keyboard. That's a huge step forward in terms of them opening up that walled garden. So I'm not even thinking iOS right now. Go ahead.
Just to be sure, like, it's the server side, the thing that's outputting the pause message, or it's happening from the local phone?
It's all operating off the device.
So then my next question is, what if you're at the event, like a concert, there's no service?
That is an issue, but I guess it would be ideal if we did have some, a server in the middle to actually aggregate those messages. It's a lot of complexity to actually have something intercepting your messages for you and then delivering them upon your behalf. Right now, the backend architecture is very simple. It's all running off the device. It works, and I'd like to keep it that way for as long as possible. Any other questions?
She's going.
Oh, go ahead.
If this app responds for you, will it still show, like, when you look at your device that you got a text message or a missed call, or is it not going to show?
Absolutely. All of your messages run and phone calls run through normally. It doesn't automatically silence the device. It doesn't turn off the screen. We deliberately did that because after we introduced those functions to our beta testers, the first question was, what if I miss an important phone call? So we're not messing with that off the bat, but it's something we definitely put on our radar if users want it that way. Go ahead.
How long have you been working on this, and like what stage are you at? Are you funded, seeking funding? Where are you at?
I've been working on it. I left my corporate job at the end of March, so ever since April, I've raised right around 15K pre-seed funding from friends and family, and also my own money. We have our MVP. If you search for Pauseway Messenger in the Google Play Store, you can download it. So yesterday we were at private beta, and now we are public. So.
Congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, as promised, this is the community announcement section. Are there any upcoming events that people want to share with the group? Yes.
Are there any students in the room? You're aware at the end of this month there's homecoming, right? So there's all the alumni coming back into town with their checks and to take people out, their kids to dinner. Anyway, the three honor societies here at the university, Tau Beta Pi, Phi Kappa Phi, and Phi Beta Kappa, have colluded to get them all in a room on North Campus. And if you sign up at homecomingmentoring.org, you can register, and even if you don't, just come up 1180 Duderstadt, 3 o'clock that Friday afternoon. All the details are on that homecomingmentoring.org, and you can talk to them.
Does that help you students with algebra or with career advice or what?
Career advice, employment, what's life after college? How was it? How did you get? How did you get through college and survive?
Okay.
Anything you want to ask, it's within reason.
Yeah. Other community announcements?
Oh.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Laura Chevalier, and I'm here from A2NewTech, and we are a national boutique IT firm, and we have a number of openings here in Ann Arbor. So if any of you are interested or looking for a new job, please come up, grab us at the end. We can talk to you about some of those opportunities. We only play in the SDLC space, So development, iOS, Android, Ruby on Rails, all that good stuff. So by all means, come over. We do everything from startup to Fortune 500. So I'd love to meet some of you.
Yeah, so November 7th, there will be the 9th Ignite Ann Arbor, November 7th, 7 p.m. at Law Auditorium in Ross. 16 talks, 5 minutes, 20 slides.
Great event,
See you there.
venue.
I'm Andrew Curtin. I work at Arbor Networks. We're looking to hire a couple developers and QA people. If you have any questions or anything, come talk to me after.
Is that it? Okay, great. So next up,
Hey, before we start, I accidentally had the app settings set to only respond to contacts, so none of you guys received it, with the exception of Anmar here. So I'm gonna write my phone number on the board. Sorry about that. 248-761. Sorry, guys. 0351. That's a 5. All right, thank you. Sorry, guys.
No worries. All right, so up next is StatusOwl.
Hey, what's up, guys? We're StatusOwl. We're a real-time guide for nightlife, and today we're here to tell you a little bit more about our business. So first off, our team. Asif right here actually is our CTO, lead engineer. He's actually still at the University of Michigan, finishing up his last semester, and he's studying computer science engineering. I myself am the co-CEO. I graduated from the University of Michigan last May with a degree in economics.
My name is Samir. I also graduated last May from the University of Michigan, and I was at the Ross School of Business where I got my BBA.
So there are two problems we're trying to solve with this app. The first is a consumer-facing problem. So people that are trying to go out in nightlife venues don't know what's happening in real time, don't know what information is going on, such as how packed the venue is, how long the lines are. The business-facing problem is that nightlife venue managers don't have a way to connect with their potential customers in real time. So, as I stated in the last slide, there's this communication gap between people trying to go out and venue managers trying to talk to their potential customers. Currently, there's no solution for this. So right now, a lot of people use their phones to text their friends, but this is an inconvenience because not all your friends are at every single venue on campus or at a certain area. They go through different outlets like Yelp, Foursquare, Facebook events, but nothing gives you this real-time information. Everything is about an overview of the night. So that's where we come in, StatusOwl. StatusOwl is a crowdsourced real-time guide for nightlife where people not only tell you about their experiences, what's happening, but also about how long the lines are, how packed it is. So it's more than just a check-in at Foursquare, because there's a social twist to it. You basically write a 140-character hoot, as we like to call it, or a post, where people post not only about what's going on, but also are informative, like how short the line is, or how long it is, how packed it is. So this right here is the informative part. Over here, you see people post statuses, you see what venues they can post at. It's all location-based, so every bar that's closest to you will show up first on your feed. You post about it, and the bars represent how packed it is, the people represent how long the line rating is. StatusOwl is also social, so it's integrated with Facebook. All of your Facebook friends that join StatusOwl are already a part of your StatusOwl community, making it easier to notify your friends in real time. So now Samir's going to take it over with the revenue model.
Yeah, we just want to tell you a little bit more how we plan to make some money. Basically, we want to extract revenue from the bars and the clubs themselves. So what we did is we talked to a lot of bars and clubs around Ann Arbor to figure out what their problems were and how we could solve them. So some of the things they were saying is that, for one, there's only a few peak hours per night. So on a Friday night, there could only be 4 hours where they're really truly profitable. For example, like on Friday from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. Also, customers are arriving later and later each year. So customers, they want to, they don't want to be at an empty venue. They want to maybe drink a little bit at home, save some money. So bars and clubs, they don't have a great way to talk to these potential customers and get them into their bars sooner and buy more drinks, and so they can make more money. So as one manager put it at Rick's American Cafe, he said a 30-minute difference between when customers arrive can make a huge difference in yearly revenue. So just per night, he said a 30-minute difference can make the difference between $400,000 in revenue and $1 million in revenue per year. So what we want to do is create a freemium business model. So the free user, like Aakash mentioned, will have access to adding a venue, posting a status, and checking the Facebook feed, or setting a StatusOwl feed whenever they want, all for free. But promoted accounts are going to be for venue managers. So we're going to give them access to a dashboard where they'll have they'll be able to see demographic data of people posting status at their venues. They'll also be able to see how their occupancy level changed throughout the night, and also we'll give them access to customer metrics like average revenue per customer. But the most important part of a promoted account is going to be a promoted status feature. And that's a live advertisement that's going to be on top of all the users' home feeds that can be purchased by a nightlife venue manager. So what they can do is, let's say they plan to be packed around 10 p.m. They can make a promoted status from 8:30 to 9:30, only that specific time, and they'll have some deal, maybe like a free cover or half off a beer. And people will have to redeem that through StatusOwl only at that time, and that will get users into their bar as early as possible, and that way buying drinks more often throughout the night. So right now, as you can see, here's our current market traction. Since we launched in September 1st this year, we only in Ann Arbor and we only on iOS. We have over 1,800 users. 80% of those are still signed in, which means they receive push notifications from their friends. But 900 of those are monthly active users. Those are people that are checking the app, interacting with the app, posting statuses, adding venues, things like that. We also have 20 partnerships with bars and clubs. We've gotten that by offering them a free trial or promoted account features. And we have over 10 fraternities that have added their venue onto StatusOwl.
Now the million-dollar question, how can you help us? So basically we would like you guys to spread the word for us. Wherever you guys go, if you go to a bar or club, let your friends know that there's this app called StatusOwl. Going through one domain is a lot easier than texting your friends. Actively participate. What I didn't mention is that through StatusOwl you get to add your own venues. So you get to add your own house parties, your own concert venue that you don't see on the app to notify your friends what's happening. Another thing is, give us feedback. Let us know what you guys think about our app. Give us any feedback about our current version. Also, let us know what new features you'd like to see. That way, we're engaging with you and we're catering to your needs. Thank you so much, and we'll open it to questions.
Great presentation. I have two questions. One, is there another application that's similar to this out there anywhere?
So, yeah. So there's, like we said, there's like Yelp and Foursquare that people use. There's also, we've seen an app called SceneTap that's out there. They basically put cameras in different venues that try to determine how packed it is and things like that. But they're facing a lot of trouble right now because people don't want to be filmed when they go to parking lots. It's a liability. So yeah.
And the second question, are you guys at the stage? Where are you in the stage? Are you looking for some type of investors, or where are you guys at with this whole process?
So right now we're at our MVP minimum viable product. We're trying to see, if this can work in a college town, see we can gain enough traction. And then once we determine this and add a couple of features, try monetizing this in one place, then we'll look for that big investment to go to new college towns. So right now we're kind of at the incubator accelerator stage to kind of increase, speed up the path to revenue generation.
Yeah, we're kind of proving our business models, proving that the idea kind of works, and then we'll seek investments.
I hear that there's some kind of college town in the Palo Alto area that you might want to check out after this.
So for the partnerships that you've had, have you had any feedback from them as to promotions that they've been able to run that were successful? Anything that overrun their establishments with people?
Definitely. We do an event at a bar called Blue Leprechaun. And basically we give out $25 gift vouchers to the 5 funniest posts of the night. And we also give out some free drinks for people who sign up. And we talked to the manager there, Mike. He loves us because on Thursday nights it kind of brings people in. Just the idea of, getting a free drink at a bar. It's exciting.
Who's judging the comedy?
We have just kind of a peer group that we use that helps judge us for us.
It's actually 9 random people that we pick every week that help us kind of determine who wins. In the back of the day.
So when you had 0 users, how did you start promoting your app, getting people on it?
So basically in the beginning, when we wanted to acquire users, when we started off with nothing, we basically went over to different student organizations. So we went to Greek life. So we know that all the fraternities, before people get on campus, have rush banners, rush whatever, frat. And it's basically it was powered by Domino's in the beginning this year. But what we did was we came in before and we're okay, why not StatusOwl give you these banners for free and you guys put them up. So that helped out a lot with our awareness. Then we also do different marketing, such as going into the DIAG or heavily populated places with students and offer them free slices of pizza for downloads and signups. So that has really helped us. While we're doing this on a daily basis, sometimes we sell 6 boxes a day, and that's every time we do the event. So that's about 50 users for less than $1 each. So our user acquisition cost for that is very cheap.
We also had the bars and clubs post about their specials. So when they went on the app, when there's maybe only a few hundred people on the app, the bars and clubs are still posting about their specials and events. So there's still some useful information on the app.
Your bar partnerships, how do you charge them? Is it a monthly charge, is it a per ad charge, and how do you measure the effectiveness of your ad versus just customers walking in?
Yeah, it's a good question. Basically, right now, they're posting on our app because we're going to offer them a free trial or return account, which we don't have yet, which we haven't started yet. But what we want to do is, once we give them that free trial, we want to kind of track how many customers we're bringing in, and from there we can price it. We talked to a few of them, and they said, you know, if you have a certain amount of people in the app, like 3,000 to 4,000 students, we'd love to pay for it, but we can never tell you how much we pay for it right now without seeing the benefit it brought us.
Also, also in terms of traction, so the way you get, so basically they have the option to do like the promoted status feature, right? That would be perched at the top of the home feed where people can redeem, you know, the different like discounts or coupons that they get per bar, which only lasts for a short period of time. So a good way to track the traffic is to see how many of those people redeem that advertisement on our app, and that's a good way to show them how many people use it and so on.
So you're going to have multiple bars basically competing with each other for the same time slot that everyone's trying to promote, get the students in?
That's the hope, yeah.
That's the hope. We want to create somewhat of like a bidding system, or you know, like something with like different times, or like we revolve it around like different times or whatever. So I mean, we're still testing that out, and then after we get that free trial out, we'll create a price point and see, you know, what people want for it, how much they're willing to pay.
You're dealing with crowdsourced data. What happens if someone thinks like 200 people at Rick's is packed and someone else thinks it's empty? How do you resolve that? And you're also dealing with, you know, possibly intoxicated users, so your data may be a little bit, you know, fast finger, or someone may say the line is long, and someone else may say it's short. How do you resolve that?
That's basically what we hope is there's going to be muddy statuses, like the wisdom of the crowds. We kind of hope that there's going to be many people posting, so the, you know, small, like, inaccurate statuses will be kind of drowned out by the more accurate statuses. And then we also have like an upvote, downvote feature where you can downvote inaccurate statuses. So if you don't think it's right, you can downvote it, or you can upvote statuses you think are accurate.
And basically, we're also thinking of new incentives for the application. So we're potentially thinking of gamifying the application, thinking of like a reputation feature where if people interact with the app and, you know, they have a lot of upvotes or whatever, then, you know, they get rewarded for that. So that's like some of the incentives we're trying to create. We're talking to users right now, getting feedback on what they would like to see to try to incentivize them to post. But thank you all for your time. I really appreciate it.
It's worth mentioning as well that a lot of times after the event, people stick around. So if you have additional questions that you want to ask the speakers, or other comments that you'd like to make, or content information you'd like to exchange, there's a good time to do so. Wood?
Yeah, wood.
Yeah. So there's a very old classical material that our next presenter is putting a 21st century twist on. If we can figure out, there we go. Yeah. So please welcome Quentin from Elderwood.
Yep. Hi guys, my name's Quentin Weir. I've had kind of an interesting last couple months of my life, so I'm here to share with it, answer any questions, and any advice people are interested in offering. So, so I started at MakeWorks just out of curiosity. Has anyone aware of MakeWorks or know of it? Been there? Awesome, that's pretty good. So my partner Dan and I, we were at MakeWorks for years, and we were originally kind of doing products mostly for ourselves. We're kind of nerds, and so you can probably recognize a handful of these games. Settlers of Catan board and storage system, Magic the Gathering card storage system, and we eventually landed on this little Hex Chest design, which was originally designed for Dungeons and Dragons players to store your 7 dice. And we sort of, I know these were all for us, but we had a target. All of these were kind of in large market hobbyist games, so we had some anticipation that there were people who might be interested in buying it. So about a little over a month ago, we asked my girlfriend to, actually she asked to post this on Reddit and Imgur. And it's for us to give some feedback to see if people actually liked what we were doing. And in the first day, we posted on the do-it-yourself subreddit, and so DIY and the DND. It got cross-posted across Reddit, and we actually made the front page of Reddit, which was pretty cool. And the Imgur post that was paired with it, we had, well, on the first day we had like about 150,000 views, and it's trickled off very quickly after that. This pretty interesting piece of data that I'm new to both Reddit and Imgur, and the marketing power is like a one-day punch, and then it's just gone the next day. And so after being on the front page, we were like nowhere to be seen for 2 days later. So, but it did pay off. The next 2 weeks, we put a bunch of new demo products together, constructed a bunch of media, and put out a Kickstarter campaign, which we're also new to. And so this kind of, one of the really cool things about Kickstarter is it provides a lot of interesting data about your backers, where they're coming from, how much money they're spending, why they're spending it, and so it's given us a really good point of view on why people are interested in this product. So right off the bat, you can see over here, I know this is like impossible to read down here, but Kickstarter pledges, these are people who are come to Kickstarter, find our stuff, back our project. We've gotten about $14,000 from that, but we've over doubled that. Most of the money from the doubling was from our Reddit and Imager traffic. And so it kind of showed the power of the Reddit and Imager marketing that we ended up doing. And you can also see, as I was saying, kind of the 1-2 day punch. Most of our funding happened on the first 2 days, and it's like trickled off a lot. And that also pairs, I mean, that is typical of Kickstarters, as we've learned, but it also pairs with how the Reddit and Imager marketing is going. So right now we are neck deep in wood. Both of us are learning. And time, production, and marketing seems to be our current set of restrictions. And yeah, that's kind of where we are. So feel free to check us out if you want. And I'd like to open the floor to questions, comments, or anything else. Yes?
Can you manufacture them at MakerWorks profitably?
Yes, so to answer two parts of the question, one that you didn't ask, MakerWorks, most members, they asked that you do not be manufacturing at MakerWorks. And so we sat down and we had a conversation before we did the Kickstarter campaign with the owners to confirm that could we manufacture these? If we had to buy equipment, could we use it at MakerWorks? What were sort of the agreements? And Tom, the owner there, or one of the owners there, he just wants to make sure that if people start manufacturing, they have a conversation so that they want to make sure that we're not dominating tool time. So we're taking a bunch of graveyard shifts from like midnight to 3 in the morning, stuff like that, to make sure that the other members are getting fair share of tool access. Yes?
Have you received any inquiries from retailers or game shops?
Yes, that's an excellent question. We've gotten a handful through the Kickstarter campaign and through the Reddit and Imager traffic of retailers asking, we would like wholesale prices, we would like bulk discounts, we would like something custom in this particular area. Can you do, actually I didn't even mention this, you can see a lot of the box tops we have laser etching, and one of the really interesting pieces of data that we got out of that, the way our Kickstarter structure is tiered, you can basically have a non-custom box. For a little bit more, you can have a somewhat customized box. For a little bit more, you can have a very customized box. And we offered for a handful of backers, they could send us their own art, and we would work with them and make it absolutely theirs. And it turns out most people we think are buying these because they can make it theirs. The custom options and the super custom options went very quickly, and people are still asking us, hey, can we do that? So, sorry, that was kind of long-winded. We've gotten plenty of interest from retailers, and that might be the follow-up business model after the Kickstarter is over. Yes?
Have you thought about how you're going to scale production when the large retailers start ordering?
So, another good question. Some of you may or may not have noticed this in our designs, but each of the products that we've done, we've had sort of in the back of our head, we've had a interest in making sure that they're fast and easy to manufacture. Does anyone want to take a guess how long it takes? So, without the laser etching involved, how long does it take to go from a piece of wood to a box?
About an hour and a half.
About an hour and a half. So each one of these takes about, it takes a little bit over 6 minutes on a CNC router to produce. And then there's an additional about 11, depending upon your skill, and we're still streamlining this part of the process, but about 11 to 15 minutes of hand sanding and finishing that go into the box after that. So this first month we're expecting to put in something like, we both have other obligations that we're committed to. We're expecting to put in about 25 hours a week each and produce about 1,000 boxes. So, yes?
What's the cost of this, and how many have you sold? Or are you selling them?
So, all of our sales have been through this Kickstarter campaign, and so people can back us, and for backing us, we will send you a box of whatever tier you're backing us at. And we've sold just shy of 1,000 right now. So, another question?
I just had a question. So I see a lot of different woods up there. Do they all cost different, and are they priced differently to the consumer?
We try not to make it too complicated for the consumers on Kickstarter. But that said, there's the cost per box for the cheaper woods, like the oak, cherry, aromatic cedar. Those are in the like dollars, and then well, they're all in dollars, but those are in the couple dollars range. Some of the woods, so the walnut you can see in the middle, purple heart up in the corner, and let's see our third one. But those are kind of more in the like $5 range for price. And then some of the fancier woods, we've got this red heart bloodwood. There's bird's eye maple in the corner, which probably doesn't render all that well on screen. Some of those woods we're paying something like 6 times the amount that we would for one of the cheaper boxes. So we did have to, it's basically, for the cheaper woods, we're charging, base rate is $30. For the second tier woods, the kind of more expensive ones, it's $40, and for the premium woods, it's $50 starting price. Sorry about that.
Yeah. 2 questions. One, at what scale would you have to hit for you to actually go all in on this and make you a full-time job? The second one is, what skill would you have to hit to actually seek outside investment and kind of automate some of that manufacturing process?
So to make this my full-time job, I'm not entirely sure. My friend, or my partner Dan and I, we've been sort of talking about this. He's actually in his last year of med school, so he has substantial commitments otherwise also. And he's actually, yeah, this is why he's not here right now. But I think we are interested in setting up an online store and seeing if the level of income is something that one of us feels comfortable with, or both of us feels comfortable with, or how that's actually going to shake out. You gonna kick me out, or can I answer one more?
No, we gotta keep going, but please stick around if you can, so we can ask you questions. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yep.
Maybe one more plug for MakerWorks. Probably the sum total of the tools that we're going to use in this production process will probably be $100,000, maybe a little bit more. I think at MakerWorks, though, you could use it for like $120 a month, maybe.
Typical monthly memberships are $90. We're paying $200 a month each for all hours access, which gives us the chance to come in at 12 at night and work for a couple hours.
That's pretty cool. Okay, we have one last presentation tonight, please welcome Boldr.
Hi guys, my name is Prateek, and I'm the founder of Boldr. I'm a computer science major at the College of Engineering, and I'm actually taking a semester off to pursue this full time. So what is Boldr? So we give access to users, we give access to daily changing data, such as specials, happy hours, live music, the kind of information that's currently scattered across the internet through multiple social media platforms. On average, if you wanted to find out what's happening right now, you would have to go to 4 websites per business to get any valuable information. And even then, Facebook, Twitter, they're not organized in a way to get information on what's happening right now. They're just a live stream of information. And this information is managed by the business itself, so there's no miscommunication in the data. Whatever happens on a daily basis, you get to know right then. Let me give you a quick demo. I unfortunately can't mirror my phone, so I have my website that gives a pretty good demo. Basically, you open the app, you see the businesses around you. The blue ring means that there's something happening right now, and the gray means there's something upcoming. Basically, you tap on the business, it tells you what's going on right now. $1 happy hour, or happy hour from 4 to 7 p.m. Just information. Imagine seeing those sandwich boards you would see on the sidewalk, going to specials and chalkboard, but seeing it on your phone. You can also check out information that's only accessible if you were to walk into the business, or again, scour through multiple websites, finding specials that are going on right now. Lastly, we also have one more value proposition for the users where they get to see live events like Bar Crawl Friday. We can send out events such as Restaurant Week, specials going on a weekly or event basis. Going back to this. So what's the catch? How can we offer such awesome services, and what do we want back? All we ask for users is for them to leave their Bluetooth on, and the reason is because we have these tiny sensors in every restaurant. These are Bluetooth low energy sensors that work like proximity sensors. They help me track the entry and exit time for each user. And that's better than using live location tracking like Foursquare and Facebook do, because it doesn't invade your privacy and it's really easy to turn off. All you do is turn your Bluetooth off and we can't track you anymore. And we only track your interactions when you walk in and out of the business. The business already knows this information by looking at you, seeing you walk in, having that credit card data. It's just not easily accessible. And we think it's the right time to introduce this technology because the Bluetooth trend is on the rise with all the wearable technology coming out, and every interaction you would have with your surroundings would be through Bluetooth. So now the real magic happens is what we do with the sensor data. Currently, small businesses don't use local search and local advertising because it does nothing for them. If a Sawas, for instance, were to advertise on Facebook and Instagram and Google, they would get information like, hey, 100 people clicked your ad, but that information is useless because they don't know if that drew traffic to their business. What we're trying to do is close the gap between the digital ads and the physical world. We can tell a business, hey, 100 people saw your promotion about happy hour, 80 of them showed up in the next 3 to 4 hours as a direct result of it. Because I can track who's looking at the data and who's walking in. We also have other services that essentially help you improve your customer experience. Services like feedback system. We have a service where the business can add a feedback system where 5 minutes after leaving a restaurant, you as a user will get a push notification saying, hey, can you give us feedback really quickly? And users are more likely to answer this feedback 5 minutes after leaving rather than going on Yelp and leaving an entire review. Only 1% of Yelp actually does that. And we have other benefits from it as well, such as accurate wait time without anyone doing a single thing. You don't have to check in. I've learned that no matter how easy a task it is for a user to do, like checking in, they're not going to do it because people just want to reap off the benefits and they don't want to contribute back, and that's totally fine. What we're offering is just leave your Bluetooth on and you get an immense number of services like accurate wait time, loyalty programs, services we're adding on in the future without you doing anything as a user. And for the business, they barely have to manage anything. All they have to do is put the sensor in. So the business logistics. All our services, such as that feedback system, the conversion rates that's currently no other platform can provide that easily, all of them have usage and monthly rates. Literally everything you do on the app right now will make me money. You click on something, that's an ad for a business. You show up to the business, that's even bigger conversion rate for them. And we believe like Boldr serves a bigger market of brick and mortar businesses, but we're going out to restaurant because everybody eats. That's the biggest market to jump into. Our competition, the big players are Facebook, Google, Yelp because they target the same local audience and the consumers. And the other players in the Beacon platform are going after retail than the small businesses. So what's next in store? We're launching publicly in Ann Arbor this week pending App Store approval. And we have 40 businesses signed up, all of them controlling their own data and have the sensor in. And Android's coming in the next few weeks. Thank you. We're also expanding our marketing team with a public launch coming up. So if you're interested or if you know someone who is, please email me. Any questions?
What are the costs of the sensors?
If you buy in bulk, it's $20 a piece, so it's completely negligible to install that. $20 a piece.
What is that thing? Did you manufacture that? Did you just buy it?
No, there's multiple startups dealing in the Beacon manufacturing process. So this is Estimo. There's another company called Contact that I use, and just buying in bulk is the best option. Making it yourself is kind of a hard process. Go ahead.
Who can access the data that gets taken in by those beacons?
I'm sorry?
Who can access the data?
Only the business. The business knows that entry and exit time information, and only they have access to it. I built Boldr in the sense that there's no competition for users. Yelp, Foursquare, as businesses get ranked for everything, right? But I want to create an agnostic platform where they don't have to compete with other businesses. They just have to inform their day-to-day users who actually want that information. And businesses see the value in this because right now, I've talked to 40 businesses, all 40 of them have signed up because they see the value in it. And I've talked to all these customers and they want to get this information too.
How long does it take to actually connect to the Boldr itself? Like, I know sometimes Bluetooth has problems with like connection, so like, have you guys accounted for that? How does that work?
Yeah, so the past month I've been in a private beta testing our Beacon infrastructure and signing up more businesses. How this works is you turn your Bluetooth on and you install the app, and that's the only thing you have to do. It works in background. 5 minutes after you walk in, it will pick up the signal and tell me and record the entry time, and 5 minutes after you walk out, it will just do the exit time. And the way I avoid the false positive is that you obviously have to be at a location for more than 20 minutes for it to be a real thing. You can't just walk in, walk out. I disqualify that as actual conversion. I wait for people to actually stay there for a specific period of time.
Oh, when you say wait time, you mean like wait to be seated?
No, like literal wait time, table wait time.
Right, you're right. So like, how do you calculate that?
Right now we're not offering that service, but the potential is that if an entire restaurant has Bluetooth enabled, and if people are walking in and doing that, I can tell how many people there are and the capacity of that restaurant, and it's pretty simple to get the actual wait time. Any other questions?
What about the transaction, that the value that the customer added by coming in?
So we lose how much you're actually spending in the restaurant, but we have future services in the payment system, a future payment system coming in using these beacons. Right now, we say that we take an average ticket price as a restaurant and a customer coming in and spending time there, so we use that average ticket price to see how much we're increasing the lifetime value of a customer, how often are they coming back, and with that information in the next 4 to 6 months, we'll figure out the actual values of our services, because it's kind of relatively new technology used in a new space.
I know a lot of small businesses they're playing with the idea of integrating Apple Pay.
Mm-hmm.
When you talk about the marketing team, do you guys have any plans to build this out with Apple Pay? I'm assuming that's...
Apple Pay is kind of a far shot right now, but there is a payments aspect of it. But right now, the marketing team's focus is growing the user base of Boldr and signing up more businesses. Right now, the payments have been step aside, so I don't want to scare businesses nor the user with adding a ton of features. All you can do on the app right now is find out what's happening, and that's why I'm keeping it that simple. The payments comes in the next month or two. Any other questions? Oh, yeah.
Is the only piece of data just person in, person out?
Yeah, that's exactly it. The specific entry and exit time gives me a variety of services: the feedback system, the conversion rates, the wait time, the loyalty program, a payment system, anything with that specific entry and exit time. And for the fact, the feedback system already built, we're rolling it out on a month-by-month basis so that, again, we don't scare the user. The payment system's already built, we're rolling it out because payments is a really, really messy place to join with the security and logistics of that. So we're putting that slowly and going ahead with that.
I just downloaded the app and you can only connect with Facebook right now, so that is actually a lot more information about your user than just in and out.
Okay, I didn't want to build an extra set of things, but I don't use that information yet. I'm not adding a social aspect to it because I don't see the need for it right now. But in the future, when we need the Facebook data, I have access to it. So that's why I only added Facebook. So in the future, when I need it, I have access to it. But right now, there's no need to add a social aspect to it.
So, as you grow, are you thinking about funding or?
Yeah, so my burn rate right now is incredibly low. I made the whole thing. I have a business partner. They have equity in this, so I don't need a giant growth. A lot of money to go through with that. So I'm spending the next 3 to 4 months slowly raising money, finding strategic partners in the small business area that can help me out. But I am raising money. That's it.
Cool. Thank you so much. Okay, that concludes our formal A2NewTech programming. Please feel free to stick around if you'd like. Is there anyone planning on going to Pizza House afterwards? For food or drink? Yeah, okay. So I think a group of us will probably be heading to Pizza House in about 15-20 minutes if you're interested in grabbing drinks afterwards. Thanks, everyone.
Hey, Laurie, did you still want to chat? I gotta fly though, right?